Alright, this is on section 11.9, volume of a rectangular and triangular prism. Volume, again, can only be found in a three-dimensional figure. We've been talking about two-dimensional figures, finding the area within that two-dimensional figure. This is now a three-dimensional figure, like a room or a box, trying to fill it up with air, or filling the box up with solid or a liquid for that matter. And it is the measure of, again, the space occupied by it. The units would be cubed when finding that volume, and cubic units are going to be, when we talked about area, we used the little 2. Volume, it is going to be units with a 3 for cubic units. Okay. Rectangular prism, again, is a prism with rectangular bases, okay? And there are 2 of them. Top and the bottom is usually what we're looking at, or we could look at the front and the back, or the right side and left side, as long as they are congruent and they are parallel to each other. The rectangular prism, that is a prism with triangular bases, and we're going to see that on the next slide. The reason you see 2 formulas, they're actually the same formula, but this capital B, it stands for the area of the base. It's kind of a universal volume of a prism or of formula. So in this case, since it's rectangular prism, we will use length times width because that is how we would find the area of our base. If it were a triangle, then we would use base times height divided by 2. So it just depends on the shape of its base that will be filled in for, like we have here, for length times width. And then you multiply it by the height of the actual prism. If you haven't hit pause to record any of this, go ahead and take time to do that. Now on this slide, it is the triangular prism, and as we spoke earlier, we're going to find the base, which is these 2 pieces right here are shapes. Those figures are triangles. So we're going to replace that area of the base with the actual formula of the triangle, which is base times height divided by 2 times the height of the actual figure, which would be from this point to this point, because that's how tall, or the height of the actual triangular prism, how tall it actually is. Okay. Again, if you did not get this information down, please hit pause and copy that formula down, because you're going to need both those formulas for the problems we're about to solve. So for the volume of this prism, I'm going to do number 1 for you and along with you. Since it's a rectangular prism, it is length times width times the height. This is going to be my length, the 7, because it's the base is going to be right here, and that is the length, 7, times my width, which is going to be this line along here, and since there's no number value for it, we have to look up above to see the line that coincides with that, which is going to be 4. And the height, how tall our shape is, this prism, which is 3. So we're going to take 7 times 4, which is 28, times 3, which is going to then give me 84, and it is meters with a 3. So cubic meters is what we have for an answer. What I want you to do is, again, use the same formula, length times width times height, and solve. Go ahead and hit pause and do that. This is a 7, by the way. Alright, so I find my length. Again, we're trying to find the area of the base, which is 10, times my width, which is 7, times my height, which is going to be 9. So we get, when we multiply all that together, we end up with 630 cubic centimeters. Okay? That is for area, or excuse me, volume of a prism. Now go ahead and solve this using our formula, and I'll give you that formula since we are looking at the area of our base, which is a triangle. Base times height divided by 2 times my height of the actual prism. So go ahead and solve that. Alright, triangle, we're finding the base, which is going to be 4, times my height of the actual triangle, which is 5, divided by 2, times, and again, we're looking at not the height of our actual triangle, but the height of the prism itself, which is 7. So 4 times 5 is 20, divided by 2 is 10, times the 7, which then gives me 70, and it would then be cubic inches. Go ahead and check your answer. If you have questions, go back and see where you missed out. Maybe it was here with the 7, thinking that the height was still 5, so be careful with that. And let's try one more. I'll let you go ahead and solve this. Alright, base times height divided by 2 because it is a triangular prism times the height of the prism. My base is going to be 7. My height is going to be 6. Divide by 2, times the height of the prism itself, which is 4. So then I end up with 42 divided by 2, which equals 21, times the 4, which is then going to give me 84 cubic meters. Again, please make certain you're writing the formula down for each and every problem, and then plug in what you need, because many times students forget to, especially on these with the triangle, forget to divide by 2. So please write them down, carry everything down as I did, so you don't miss any of those crucial steps. Have a great night.